Animated films frequently enthrall audiences with their creativity, distinctive characters, and imaginative realms, leaving viewers yearning for more. While many films receive sequels, several iconic 3D animated films have not had a follow-up, despite their rich narratives and potential for further exploration. Below is a list of the top 10 3D animated films that are long overdue for sequels. Each of these movies presents a unique story, beloved characters, and fascinating settings that could be further expanded in a second, and perhaps, a third installment. Number 10. After the unfortunate demise of his brother, Hiro Hamada collaborates with his brother's inflatable healthcare robot, Baymax, and a group of friends to form a technologically advanced superhero team. Together, they investigate a mysterious villain responsible for his brother's death, ultimately saving their futuristic city of San Francisco. A potential sequel could explore the development of the Big Hero 6 team as they confront new supervillains and technological threats. Baymax's character could undergo further growth, potentially learning new abilities or contemplating existential questions about his purpose. The sequel could also focus on Hiro's journey as a leader and inventor, balancing his superhero responsibilities with his personal life and aspirations. Number 9. An elderly gentleman, Carl Fredricksen, in a heartfelt gesture to honor his late wife's wishes, attaches numerous balloons to his house and embarks on an unforeseen journey with a young and adventurous boy named Russell. A compelling sequel could revolve around Russell's personal growth and coming-of-age experiences, with the wise and experienced Carl serving as a mentor and guide. Together, they could navigate new and captivating challenges in another remote or mythical setting, fostering a deeper bond and creating unforgettable memories. Number 8. In a future where pollution has rendered Earth uninhabitable, WALL-E, a solitary waste-collecting robot, remains to clean the planet. An encounter with Eve, a robot sent to assess Earth's viability, sparks an interstellar journey. Their mission culminates in the potential restoration of Earth and humanity's repatriation. A sequel could delve into the aftermath of humanity's return, addressing the complexities of reconstructing a sustainable society. WALL-E and Eve could guide humans in responsible environmental stewardship. The narrative could encompass other planets, introducing novel civilizations and technologies with both benefits and risks. Themes of environmentalism, artificial intelligence, and the human-machine dynamic could be further explored. Number 7. Ralph, a video game antagonist, embarks on a journey through various gaming platforms in an attempt to transition from a villainous role to a heroic one. However, his actions inadvertently jeopardize the stability of his arcade environment. Despite the existence of a sequel, a third installment could delve into the realm of virtual reality, mobile gaming, or the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence within the video game industry. Number 6. This motion picture chronicles the journey of an avian family as they undertake their yearly southerly migration for the winter season. Throughout their odyssey, they encounter a series of obstacles and adventures, garnering invaluable insights into familial bonds, survival techniques, and the paramount significance of unity. Contingent upon the narrative trajectory of the film, a subsequent installment could potentially continue to chronicle the ducks' future migrations, exposing them to diverse environments and novel perils. The introduction of additional migratory species could further enrich the narrative, as the ducks navigate unfamiliar ecosystems and confront natural phenomena or anthropogenic threats, such as pollution. Moreover, the sequel could delve deeper into the familial dynamics, shedding light on evolving relationships and character development as the flock expands or encounters new members. Number 5. In Ants, Z, a diligent worker ant who ponders the hierarchical structure of his colony, unintentionally emerges as a revolutionary leader when he confronts an oppressive military general. The subsequent installment could delve into Z's experiences following the rebellion, potentially exploring novel obstacles within the colony, such as external threats or the process of integrating with other insect colonies. Number 4. In A Bug's Life, Flick, a creative and resourceful ant, embarks on a mission to safeguard his colony from the oppressive grasshoppers who annually demand tribute. Mistakenly believing he has recruited a team of warriors, Flick assembles a troop of circus insects. Through strategic planning and collaborative efforts, they successfully overcome the grasshoppers and liberate the colony. Flick's ingenuity and bravery ultimately earn him the respect of his fellow ants, and he emerges as a hero in the eyes of Princess Ada. A sequel to A Bug's Life could delve into Flick's leadership and innovative capabilities as he guides his colony toward a new era of prosperity and confronts fresh challenges. Novel threats, such as aggressive insect species or environmental shifts, could necessitate Flick's quick thinking and adaptability. The colony's expansion into new territories could lead to encounters with diverse insect societies, each with unique lifestyles. The return of beloved characters, like the circus troupe, could inject humor and depth into the narrative, while new characters introduce fresh dynamics to the ant colony. Number 3. The protagonist of this story is Merida, a Scottish princess who challenges conventional norms, embarking on a transformative journey of self-discovery and leadership. A subsequent installment could delve into Merida's evolution as a monarch, navigating novel mythical challenges while striking a delicate balance between her regal duties and personal aspirations. Number 2. Remy, a gastronome rat, collaborates with a human chef to accomplish his culinary aspirations in a Parisian restaurant, overcoming various obstacles. As a sequel potential, Remy could broaden his culinary influence, encounter new competitors, or mentor another aspiring chef, facing novel culinary challenges in different cities. Number 1. Turbo, a garden snail with an audacious aspiration to become the world's fastest racer, embarks on an extraordinary journey. A fortuitous encounter with nitrous oxide bestows upon him super speed, prompting him to adopt the moniker Turbo and enter the prestigious Indy 500. Despite widespread skepticism, Turbo triumphs in the race, demonstrating that even the most unassuming individuals can achieve greatness. A compelling sequel could present Turbo with fresh challenges within the competitive racing realm. His newfound status as a champion may attract formidable rivals or unforeseen threats. Alternatively, Turbo could confront a temporary loss of his super speed abilities, necessitating reliance on his intellect, strategic prowess, and camaraderie to prevail. The narrative could venture into international racing, introducing diverse settings and characters from various regions. Additionally, themes of identity and self-worth could be explored as Turbo grapples with the question of whether his identity as a racer is solely defined by his extraordinary powers. What makes any movie great is having a character that captures all your attention and connects with you at every moment. Sometimes these characters aren't the protagonist, but that doesn't mean they lack that special trait that resonates with the audience and makes the film more entertaining. Number 20. Flint. This mad scientist is part of the movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and honestly, I think he was the best part of the film. The movie's concept was pretty crazy and over the top, but the character was perfect for this story. Number 19. Anxiety. This is the newest character on this list, featured in the movie Inside Out. Literally, this character was the reason the movie was so successful, and the development of this character was excellent. Number 18, Hector. This is proof that you don't need to be the main character to be the best one in the movie. This musician captured all our attention. While Miguel was a great character, the truth is that the best parts of the movie were always with Hector. Number 17, Nick. Zootopia has been one of the best movies in terms of visuals, but its main character wasn't that great. However, Nick saved the movie, and this character drew all the audience's attention. Honestly, without him, the movie would have been a failure, and no one would have liked it. Number 16, Alberto. The beginning of the movie Luca was a bit boring, and that's because we hadn't met Alberto yet. This character brought energy to the story, and whenever he appeared, we were all glued to the screen. His lines were the best, and his sad backstory also made us connect with him. Number 15, Ember. In Elemental, we had many great characters, but this fiery woman stood out. Ember was the heart of the movie, and her story allowed us to relate to her. This character was well developed, and her growth was spectacular. Number 14, Skipper. Madagascar was quite entertaining, but the truth is that Skipper was a key player in making everything flow better. This character was so amazing that they had to create a spin-off series for these penguins, and it ran for 2 seasons. It's rare for a supporting character to shine since they have less screen time, but that didn't stop Skipper. Number 13, Spider-Man. I think Miles Morales was such a great character that everyone instantly fell in love with him, and that's tough when you're portraying such a beloved hero like Spider-Man. Everyone was used to Peter Parker, which made the change risky, but this character was so well done that he connected with audiences quickly. Number 12, Minions. Now we're getting serious on this list as we approach characters that have had a major impact on animation fans. The Minions are so amazing that, even though we don't understand their language, they still manage to connect with us. Number 11, Sid. This sloth is what made Ice Age such an iconic movie, thanks to being the perfect character for natural comedy. In the movie, there's another character that makes us laugh with exaggerated antics, but Sid manages to do it effortlessly. Number 10, Ralph. This movie has 2 great characters that create a perfect balance, but I have to say I chose Ralph because I could watch several movies focused solely on him. I can't say the same for the other characters, which proves that Ralph was the center of attention in the story, and we all easily connected with him. Number 9, Wall-E. You know a character is perfect when they capture your attention without saying a single word, and that's exactly what this little robot did for most of the movie. For some unknown reason, this character managed to grab our focus, and by the end, we all loved this robot like it was our own pet. Number 8, Mater. I'll say this as kindly as possible, without Mater, Cars would have been a total disaster. This character was the only one that brought life to the movie because, although it had a good story, it was honestly a bit dull when this character wasn't around. Number 7, Poe. The reason there have been 4 movies and a TV series from this franchise is due to how well this panda connects with the audience. This character brings comedy, action, drama, energy, and manages to tug at your deepest emotions. Number 6, Donkey. Shrek is such an iconic movie and has become one of the best in history. Obviously, Donkey plays a huge role in this, being one of the most loved and funniest characters around. This character is so impactful that he's beloved even in other languages, which is why Shrek was so successful internationally. Number 5, Dory. The story of Finding Nemo was quite deep and filled with drama, but we have to admit that the main characters were a bit boring. However, Dory was the spark that ignited the whole thing, and she was such a great character that they made her the protagonist in the second movie. Number 4, Joy. Almost all the characters in Inside Out are great, but we have to acknowledge that Joy is the one steering the ship since she holds our attention the whole time. Even though she's supposed to be a simple character representing happiness, she manages to create all the drama necessary to connect with the audience. Number 3, Mike. I could watch 100 Monsters Incorporated movies if Mike were the main character in all of them. This character is so perfect that no matter what he does, he always grabs our attention. Mike's personality is very relatable, making him a character who feels grounded in the reality we all live in. Number 2, Shrek. We already talked about Shrek earlier because Donkey is such a great character, but Shrek is another iconic figure in animation history. This green ogre also has all the traits needed to connect with the audience, and his story mirrors the inner struggles we all face. At some point in life, we've all felt rejected, and many dream of finding that seemingly impossible love. Number 1, Woody. The Toy Story movies have always had many characters, but despite this, Woody has always been the central figure behind all the success. This cowboy was the character that started it all in 3D animated movies, and if he had been a simple character, the history of 3D animation would have been very different. Within the realm of 3D animated films, dynamic duos have emerged as a cornerstone of compelling storytelling. These character pairings present a harmonious blend of contrasting personalities, distinct journeys, and emotionally resonant relationships that propel the narratives forward. Whether through humor, conflict, or profound emotional connections, these partnerships leave an indelible impression on audiences of all ages. From unexpected friendships to mentor-student dynamics, each duo contributes something unique, enriching the tapestry of animated cinema. Here is a carefully selected list of 10 outstanding animated films featuring remarkable dynamic duos. Number 10. In the animated film Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph, a misunderstood antagonist, and Vanellope, a determined racer with a glitch, develop a heartwarming friendship. Their shared desire to find a place of belonging forms the foundation of their relationship, which evolves into a profound connection that transforms both characters. Ralph's protective nature towards Vanellope and her ability to perceive his inherent goodness beneath his tough demeanor make them a compelling duo that explores themes of self-worth and friendship. Number 9. In Elemental, Ember and Wade create an intriguing partnership in a world where fire and water are elements that typically do not coexist. Ember, characterized by her fiery spirit and ambition, stands in contrast to Wade, who possesses a more relaxed and compassionate nature. Their blossoming relationship challenges the boundaries set by their elemental differences, serving as a metaphor for the ability to transcend disparities and forge meaningful connections. Their journey is replete with symbolism and emotional resonance, making them one of the most refreshing duos in animated cinema. Number 8. In the animated film series Cars, Lightning McQueen, a renowned race car, and Mater, a humble tow truck, develop an extraordinary friendship that transcends their apparent dissimilarities. McQueen's relentless pursuit of speed and recognition is balanced by Mater's unwavering loyalty, compassionate nature, and practical wisdom. Throughout the series, their connection grows stronger as Mater's unwavering support assists McQueen in comprehending the significance of humility and camaraderie. Number 7. In Disney's Moana, the protagonist, Moana, a young and intrepid explorer, and Maui, a once powerful demigod, form an unexpected alliance. Initially, Moana's unwavering resolve to save her people clashes with Maui's self-centered nature. However, over time, their relationship undergoes a transformation, evolving into a collaborative partnership characterized by trust and mutual respect. This dynamic underscores the significance of self-belief, while their playful banter infuses the film with humor. Number 6. In the animated film Coco, a young boy named Miguel, who is also a musician, encounters Hector, a charismatic yet deceased skeleton residing in the land of the dead. Hector serves as both a guide and a companion to Miguel, assisting him in his journey to uncover the truth about his family and his profound passion for music. As they delve into their intertwined past, the film explores the intricate relationship between the living and the deceased in a captivating manner. Hector's humorous yet poignant personality provides a perfect balance to Miguel's unwavering determination. Number 5. In the animated film Up, Carl Fredricksen, a senior widower, and Russell, an enthusiastic young Boy Scout, form a touching duo. It's such a heartwarming story that people of all ages can enjoy. Carl's initially rigid and traditional demeanor contrasts with Russell's youthful enthusiasm. Their journey to South America enables Carl to overcome his past and embrace new connections, while Russell gains a genuine paternal figure. Their adventure highlights the value of intergenerational friendships, evoking both tears and laughter from audiences. Number 4. Marlin, the overprotective dad clownfish, and Dory, the cheerful and optimistic forgetful blue tang, form one of the most unexpectedly delightful duos in Finding Nemo. Their dynamic is driven by Marlin's cautious nature and Dory's carefree approach to life. Their bond strengthens as they face challenges in their search for Marlin's son, Nemo. Dory's positive spirit helps Marlin become more open-minded, and their partnership grows even stronger in Finding Dory, where Marlin provides unwavering support as Dory tries to search for her own family. Number 3. The initial relationship between Woody and Buzz Lightyear was characterized by rivalry, symbolizing the conflict between tradition and innovation. Woody's unwavering dedication to his owner Andy and Buzz's unwavering conviction in his own identity as a real space ranger set the stage for one of the most compelling and emotionally resonant character arcs in animated history. Through the progression of multiple Toy Story films, their relationship evolved into the epitome of friendship, imparting valuable lessons on loyalty, leadership, and acceptance to audiences. Number 2. Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan are two esteemed best friends in the renowned animated film Monsters, Inc. Mike Wazowski's diminutive stature and sharp wit complement Sullivan's imposing presence and kind nature. Their journey evolves from being professional scarers to becoming protectors of Boo, the little girl who entered into the monster world, leading them to question the very system they have devoted their lives to. The contrast in their personalities, coupled with their profound bond, gives rise to some of Pixar's most cherished moments of humor and heartfelt emotion. Number 1. Shrek and Donkey are a cherished animated odd couple. Shrek is the solitary and grumpy ogre, and Donkey is the cheerful and very talkative companion, and together they form an unlikely yet beloved duo. Donkey's boundless enthusiasm gradually softens Shrek's rough exterior, demonstrating that even the most unexpected friendships can have a positive transformative effect. Their humorous and heartfelt exchanges make them an unforgettable pair. The efficacy of a formidable duo lies in their capacity to complement each other, transcending disparities and collaborating towards a shared objective. Regardless of whether their initial interaction is characterized by rivalry or immediate camaraderie, these iconic pairs have become the cornerstone of some of the most cherished animated films. Their narratives instill valuable lessons on camaraderie, trust, and personal development, while simultaneously captivating audiences with humor and adventure. These duos serve as a poignant reminder that, at times, the most compelling narratives are not centered around individuals, but rather the connections we forge with others. Let us know in the comments below which of these duos is your favorite. If yours wasn't listed, kindly let us know. When producers create a movie, they obviously do so with the goal of making it a successful project, but unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes projects fail, and these failures are often unexpected. Failure isn't the same for everyone, though, because while you might like a movie, the majority of people may not. This is what we'll be analyzing in this video, as the movies on this list are projects that failed because most people labeled them as terrible. For this list, I'm only going to include movies that almost everyone is familiar with or that you might know the main characters from, since there are too many 3D animated movies released every day, and many of them flop. If you haven't seen any of these movies, I suggest you watch them at your own risk, as you'll probably get bored quickly. Number 10, Cars 2. Despite the success of the first and third movies, Cars 2 was a terrible failure. This film tried to give more prominence to Mater, and that probably changed the essence of the story. We must admit that Mater is an excellent character, but that doesn't mean he should be the main one, as secondary characters sometimes only work well in supporting roles. Luckily, all those mistakes were fixed in the third movie, and the Cars franchise managed to bounce back. Number 9, Planes. This is one of those movies I personally liked, but we must admit that most people hated it. The only logical explanation I can offer is that maybe people didn't like how unoriginal it was, since Planes is set in the same universe as Cars. That makes it feel like we're seeing almost the same thing we saw in Cars, but with Planes, which doesn't offer much originality. The storyline is also pretty similar, as it's about a plane that wants to compete and be the fastest, basically the same goal as the main character in Cars. Number 8, Chicken Little. This movie has some positive aspects, but unfortunately, the story is so simple that it made us feel like we were wasting our time. On top of that, the plot is very similar to old folktales, so there isn't much originality. This movie might work as a TV series for a younger audience, but making it into a feature film may have been too ambitious. While there are moments when we can enjoy the movie, it's still one of the most criticized by audiences. Number 7, The Angry Birds Movie. For those living under a rock and unfamiliar with these birds, I can tell you that these characters come from a mobile game that almost everyone used to have on their phones, though nobody plays it anymore. At the time the movie was made, there were still many people playing the game, but that doesn't mean it was a good idea to turn it into a film. I do want to mention something positive about this project. The design and animation were spectacular. But despite that effort, it wasn't enough, because the most important thing in a movie is the story, and here they gave us the same storyline we'd already seen in the game. Number 6, Shark Tale. This fish is one of the weirdest characters you'll see in an animated movie, but it's weird in a negative way. The fish's face looks too much like a human, and that makes it very odd. Even more strange is the fact that the voice actors behind these characters are amazing, yet the audience still didn't like the movie. Many people even called it one of DreamWorks' worst movies, and others said it was one of the worst animated films in history. Obviously, that's not true, because at number 1 on this list, you'll learn about the actual worst animated movie ever, and I think we can all agree on it. Number 5, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. First off, I'm a Star Wars fan, so fellow fans of the franchise can't criticize me for including this movie on the list. Let's talk about something positive. the visual design of this movie was excellent, as they used a very different style from what most companies typically use. This design style is perfect for the Star Wars universe, but unfortunately, movies aren't made just for the fans of a franchise. The main criticism from reviewers was that the movie is hard to follow unless you've seen a lot of other Star Wars material to piece the story together. Number 4, Ice Age: Collision Course. The Ice Age franchise started off great, with an original concept and well-developed characters. But this movie is a classic case of trying to milk a franchise because the first and second movies were so good. To give you some context, Ice Age: Collision Course is the 5th movie in the franchise, and basically the last one with the full group, as the 6th movie focuses only on Buck. The producers drained everything they could and tried to recreate the success of the first movie, but by then, fans were tired of these characters. Number 3, The Emoji Movie. We all use emojis at some point in our lives, as they've become a special kind of language. After all, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But despite the popularity of these little icons, that doesn't mean you can make a movie about them and expect it to succeed. It was honestly a pretty absurd idea, and while you might enjoy this film if you're into that kind of thing, the truth is, it's still a pretty boring movie. Some people said they hated it so much they couldn't even finish watching it, leaving the theater halfway through. Others mentioned that, despite its bright colors, the storyline was just silly and over the top. Number 2, Saving Bikini Bottom: The Sandy Cheeks Movie. I think we all know SpongeBob and are aware of the success he's had. We also know many of the characters from the show, but that doesn't mean you can just make a movie about some of them. Let's be honest, a lot of SpongeBob's supporting characters are great, but what made this franchise successful was its main character. In Saving Bikini Bottom, Sandy is the main character, and that was one of the reasons this project failed. On top of that, sometimes it's just not a good idea to turn 2D characters into 3D, as they often lose their magic. Number 1, Megamind 2. The real name of this movie is Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate, but we're all going to know it as Megamind 2 because it's the sequel to Megamind. This is the worst disaster we've ever seen in a 3D animated movie, and the failure started right with the title. The name is too long, the animation is terrible, the story is boring, and the whole project feels like a low-budget TV show. The first Megamind was one of my favorite movies, so I had high hopes that Megamind 2 would be just as good, but it was the biggest disappointment of my life. Watching this movie is the worst kind of suffering imaginable, and honestly, I wish it had never existed. Megamind 2 tarnished the excellence of the first film, and now we all have to live with the fact that the Megamind franchise ended in disaster. If you haven't seen any of these movies, let me know in the comments, like this video and subscribe to Wizard Multiverse.